Hello student, welcome to social studies class once again. In the last class what I said, according to the syllabus, two chapters are there, and on that day, so I have discussed one chapter, and today I shall discuss next chapter. It is chapter number 18, elements related to weather and the climate. First we will see what is weather. Weather is defined as a condition of atmosphere at a given place for a short period of time. It includes, this is weather. It includes, so in a very easy way we cannot study weather, so some of the factors are there. Okay, so these factors are to be analyzed. Number one, first one, it is the temperature, pressure, rainfall, humidity, sunshine, cloudiness, wind speed, etc. Atmospheric pressures are also there. So this is all about weather. Now climate. Now what is climate? Climate, we study about integrated weather condition expanding over a long period of time. Over a long period of time, it is generally for a period of 30 years. Now weather change in a very short period of time we experience generally, but climate, it took number of years, 2 to 3 decades. So generally it takes 30 years. Now similarity between weather and the climate, it is such that the basic element of these are same. The only major difference is its degree and its duration, and time duration is there. Now weather is short period of time, and climate, it is a very long period of time which contains or consists of 30 years. Scientists, those who study this weather, they are known as the meteorologists, and with the help of this latest equipment such as the hot air balloon satellite, so they collect all these very necessary information to forecast the weather. Now weather forecast and its importance. Why this weather forecasting is very important? Yes, of course, weather forecasting is very important. And in the last chapter, so what we discussed and what I said, what I discussed in the class, so we came across that, so based on this weather forecast, people can take necessary steps and the precautionary measure to escape from some of the natural calamities, which instance, example, cyclones. Now how these weather forecasting reports are very important. Weather forecasting reports issued mainly by the meteorological department, which are very useful to farmers, pilot, fishermen, ship captain, construction engineer, many more other peoples or working peoples are there. Now fishermen would avoid going into the sea to be safe from the turbulent weather condition, or can keep themselves safe from the cyclone or any other natural calamities. Like this, construction worker also may delay their work based on the weather forecasting report which issued by the MDI department. In short, it is called MDI, Meteorological Department of India. Next topic, it is temperature of the same chapter. Now temperature is also very important element of the weather or climate. When we talk about the temperature, okay, so we understood, or we talk about body, we mean that how cold or hot that body is. Now temperature of any particular place shows in degree of hotness of the coldness of air of that particular place, and the instrument, okay, instrument used to measure the temperature, it is called thermometer. And thermometer, it is basically of the two types. One, it is centigrade, and on another it is Fahrenheit. Okay, now centigrade thermometer, the freezing point it is 0 degree, and boiling point it is 100 degrees Celsius. And while in the Fahrenheit, the freezing point it is 32 degree F Fahrenheit, and the boiling point it is 212 degree F. And once again I am telling, in the centigrade, okay, in the centigrade thermometer it is boiling freezing point it is 0 degree, and boiling point 100 degree, and Fahrenheit it is boiling point 32 degree F, and freezing point 32 degree F, and the boiling point it is 212 degree F. So it is now why it is a centigrade thermometer. So it is because centigrade thermometer was invented by the scientist named Celsius, and because of his name it has been named as Celsius. Air temperature varies from place to place. We saw, okay, we saw equatorial region, air temperature is maximum, polar region, very minimum air temperature, okay. So to find out this highest and the lowest air temperature of any place, okay, any place particular day, we use a special instrument. It is called 6 maximum and minimum thermometer. Now while using these 6 maximum and the minimum thermometer, some of the precautionary steps are to be taken, and these are, it should not be kept in the direct sunlight. Instead, it should be placed in shade, then only it would give the temperature of the air. Second one, we should not keep directly in the sunlight. We should keep, okay, it should be placed in shade, then only it would give the temperature of the air. It should be placed 10 meter high above the ground. These are the measures, means the steps that should be followed while placing or keeping the 6 maximum and the minimum thermometer. Similarly, to find out the mean monthly temperature, how to find out the average monthly temperature? Add the average, mean average temperature of each day of that month, and divide it means the sum of, okay, by the number of days in that month. Then the average monthly temperature we can find out. Now, if we take the difference between this maximum and the minimum temperature of the day, we get the daily or the diurnal range of the temperature from the 6 maximum and the minimum thermometer. Now, the difference between this maximum, minimum and the maximum temperature in a month gives us monthly range of the temperature, and the difference between this average temperature of the hottest and the coldest month is referred to as annual range of the temperature. And the weather scientists normally select the month of July and January for this maximum and the minimum temperature. To find out this maximum and the minimum temperature, so weather scientists generally they take July and January for the same purpose. Now, comparison between daily range of temperature and the annual range of the temperature. Now, difference between this maximum and the minimum temperature of a day, it is called the daily or the diurnal, okay, daylight or the diurnal range of the temperature. And the similarly, average temperature of the hottest and the coolest month, it is known as the annual range temperature. Once again, I am telling the difference between maximum and the minimum temperature of a day, it is called diurnal range of temperature. And same way, the average temperature of the hottest and the coldest months of the year is known as the annual range of the temperature. And to find out this, generally weather scientists, they take July and the January for the same purpose. Next, it is pressure. Pressure, we know the atmospheric pressure, okay. Air has weight, and because of this it exerts force, pressure on surface. Now, air pressure on the ground level, what we will find on the ground level, we will not find along with higher altitude. Now, change in the altitude also changes take place in the air, atmospheric pressure. Air has weight, it exerts pressure on the earth surface, and exerting of this air pressure, it is called as atmospheric pressure. This is the definition of the atmospheric pressure. Now, in the lower level of the atmosphere, the density of the air is very maximum because of the upper layer exert the pressure on the lower layer. Now, density of the air is maximum at the sea level and decreases as we go or move upward. I said you. So with the increasing of altitude, so the air pressure decreases. Air pressure, altitude, when the altitude will increase, air pressure will decrease. Here air temperature will be maximum, air pressure will be minimum. Temperature, when temperature will be minimum, air temperature will be maximum, and mainly in the polar region. Now next it is atmospheric pressure is measured by using the instrument, it is called as barometer. Okay. Now in this barometer, mercury is used, but traveler and the explorer nowadays, they use aneroid barometer. This aneroid barometer has no mercury column, and it is very easier to handle. Okay, it is very easier to handle, and this mercury barometer, it is very tough to handle. Now next it is wind. Now horizontal movement of the air, it is called wind. It is an integral and very important element of the weather and the climate, and wind named as per the direction from which it blows. Okay. Example here can be mentioned. Wind blows from the western side, it is called westerlies. Similarly, monsoon wind which comes from the southwest direction, it is called as southwest monsoons, which results rainfall in India. Now to study the direction of the wind and to ascertain its direction, one instrument is used, it is called as wind vane. Wind vane is always point towards the direction of the wind. Now the speed of the wind varies from the area to area and time to time. All time the direction of the wind or the velocity of the wind is not same. Now meteorological department also, this meteorological scientists, they use a self-registering instrument to measure the velocity of the wind or the speed of the wind, which is called as anemograph. Next is humidity. What is humidity? Humidity, it is the amount or quantity of the moisture or dampness present in the air, it is called humidity. Humidity, it refers to the moisture present in the air at a given time and at a given temperature. Humidity varies from differences. Different humidity are found in different places. Now, presence of the humidity in the air or the atmosphere varies according to rise and fall of the temperature. Increase in the temperature, increase in the capacity of the air to hold water vapor. Where air temperature will be maximum, capturing of this moisture by the air, humidity in the air will be also maximum. High temperature, high rate of taking the moisture by the air is also maximum. Now next is humidity. It is of two types. One is the absolute humidity and another is the relative humidity. Now humidity can be of two types, absolute and the relative. Absolute humidity refers to the amount of water vapor present in a given volume of air at a given temperature. It is absolute. Absolute humidity, once again I am telling, it refers to the amount of water vapor. It is water vapor which causes rainfall. Okay, the moisture, water vapor, okay, or the dampness which takes by the air, it causes rainfall. Now this moisture, absolute humidity, it is referred to the amount of water vapor present in the given volume of air at a given temperature. It is called absolute humidity. Now what is relative humidity? Relative humidity refers to a ratio, the ratio between actual amount of water vapor present in a given volume of air at a given temperature and the maximum amount of water vapor that a air can retain at that temperature, it is called a relative humidity. So, what is relative humidity? Relative humidity, it is the ratio between the actual amount of water vapor present in a given volume of air at a given temperature. And at given temperature, the capacity to retain, okay, the capacity to retain the maximum water vapor, it is relative humidity. Clear? Next, measurement of rainfall. Rainfall is measured by means of an instrument, it is called a rain gauge. Now, what rain gauge consists? Number of things are there, the rain gauge consists. First one, a iron cylinder is there. In your book, the image is there, okay. The rain gauge image is there in the book, you can see. Now one iron cylinder is there, a bottle is there, funnel fitted at the mouth of the bottle it is there, and measuring jar is there. This bottle fitted with a funnel is placed in the cylinder. Funnel is fitted in the bottle to stop the evaporation of the water from it. This is the system how this rain gauge is made. Now, the rainwater is measured in a graduated glass, and a glass, okay, a glass, the area which the mouth bears a fixed ratio, and normally the ratio is 1:10, which means 1 cubic centimeter of rain in the glass means 1 mm rainfall. Okay, 1 mm is 1 millimeter rainfall. So the rainfall is measured in millimeter. When we say that 1 mm rainfall has taken place, okay, then we mean that the rainfall which has fallen over a level piece of land has remained there without getting lost in evaporation. So this is how we measure this rainfall, and with the help of this rain gauge we get the daily record of rainfall, and in this way we get the yearly record of the rainfall. Some of the ways are there to ensure the correct measurement of the rainfall by simply placing this rain gauge, okay, this instrument. Simply we cannot measure the actual rainfall of the year. So some of the ways are there, and these ways are to be followed while placing this rain gauge. First and foremost, it is that rain gauge should be placed in open, away from all hindrance or obstacles such as trees or the buildings. Second, it should be placed on a level place at least 3 meter or 300 centimeter above from the ground. It should be placed 3 feet above from the ground. Next, the instrument should be leak free and evaporation should not take place. If evaporation should not take place, now this funnel, okay, funnel which fitted in the bottle to stop evaporation. If leak is there, okay, if leak is there in the funnel, then when evaporation will take place, then actual measuring of rainfall cannot be ascertained or taken. So leak free instrument should be placed. Fourth and the last precaution is that during the measurement, drop of rain, no drop of rain, water should split out of the measuring jar while measuring rainfall. Not a single drop of rainwater split out from the measuring jar. If this split out, then actual measurement of the rain will not be assessed. India is a very vast country, and all over the country, several places, day-to-day weather is recorded routinely. Places, these places are called weather station, and ships and aeroplane. This aerospace also pay attention to this weather forecast. Weather data are gathered from all these weather stations, and these data are passed to the central observatory situated at Pune. At Pune, the trained weather forecast or weather experts are there, and they prepare the weather map, and based on this, weather forecasting information or weather related information are broadcasted across the country, and based on this, different departments are there. Aviation department is there, and ship, okay, ship department is also there, and based on this information or weather forecast information or the news, people also, they are informed on the basis of this, so they also save themselves from the natural calamities. And based on this weather weather forecast information, so governments also take necessary steps based on the experts reports to make weather forecast most authentic. So nowadays, this hot air balloon and other means weather satellite and other instruments are also used to collect this weather related information to forecast this weather information, Many countries in the world share their information among themselves, and as a result, it helps to save the lives, as people without any information, when they move into the sea or other natural calamities prone areas, so it causes death and destruction. So weather forecasting information is very important, and based on the different wind station, so weather experts, they prepare the map and reports. This is all about the discussion of this chapter, and your full half yearly syllabus discussion. You read at home, and notes I shall supply you as per the information what the school office has given to your parents. So your parents are asked to collect the notes from the school office. You read nicely. If any doubt arises, you write in the comment section. I shall reply you. This is all about the discussion of the full syllabus. Thanks to all.